So one of the very first things that I have to teach and help people when they are coming to El Salvador is about their money, because they want to know, well, Jen, how am I going to get a hold of my money when I'm down there? How do I bank transfers? And I'm like, you know, you may not want to hear this word, but honestly, the easiest and fastest and best ways, the thing that I have to teach my clients first and foremost is about Bitcoin. It's a lot easier than you think, and it will make your life so much easier once you're here. So we're making this video today just for you guys. Hi guys, first of all, I am Jeni Ari, La Gringa Salvadoreña, and I've helped dozens of people move to El Salvador over the past 4 years. And as I told you before, when I help people move in, the first thing I do is get them set up, help them get set up financially. And that has nothing particularly to do with our business. I don't get any profit or kickback from this, but I brought the expert of all the Bitcoin experts that I know here in El Salvador to teach you all about how easy it is and kind of the basics of Bitcoin. For one reason, so I don't necessarily have to do it when you come in here, so we can get you in to where you need to go to make your dream happen in El Salvador, because that's what I do. But this guy, he knows everything about how to get going with Bitcoin and how to make it simple and easy. So let me present to you Charlie.
Hi guys, Charlie here. Bitcoin is probably the best way you can get your money through the borders. It doesn't require any banks. Once you have Bitcoin, which you can acquire easily from wherever you are, whether you're in the States or Canada or Europe or any other country, coming over here and having Bitcoin, it's extremely easy to access any cash or bank transfers, or even use your Bitcoin to be able to purchase anything that you want. I'm Charlie. I come from Ireland originally. I studied maths and finance and I've worked in large institutions, but I've been studying about Bitcoin and I've helped many individuals not only be able to acquire Bitcoin, but to be able to secure their Bitcoin and be able to use it in a very comprehensive way here in El Salvador.
Also, Charlie's a transplant like me, and in fact, he even bought my car over a year ago. Yep.
Yeah.
And so some of us old timers that have been in El Salvador for a while, you get to know who to trust. And I can tell you that Charlie is the person I trust more than anybody else in the Bitcoin community. And but as a transplant like me, he's had to get used to the country too. So can you tell everybody why Bitcoin, why El Salvador?
Yeah, well, first of all, Jen, thanks for the kind words, and having trust in the Bitcoin space is really important, obviously.
Yes.
So
you can get scammed, and I've known people that have lost a lot of money, so listen to this man.
I'm on the same boat. I know a lot of individuals who've been scammed, so knowing who you can trust, who you can listen to about the information regarding Bitcoin is essential. Why Bitcoin? Well, Bitcoin is a solution that is outside of the traditional financial system. After university, I was trying to think, how can I hold on to the money that I had been accumulating? And Bitcoin just shone through as the thing that I had to focus on. After coming back from Australia and working within Bitcoin and trying to sell Bitcoin in Europe, I found the banks were just closing down on me constantly. And even though I was earning a good wage, I felt like a criminal in my own country. So I was looking around the world, where can I go so that I can use Bitcoin, so that I can save in it and work with it? And El Salvador was the place for it. So I sold all my assets in Europe and I moved over without ever having come here before, and my life has never been the same since. I sold the Bitcoin ATM I had in Europe, and when I came over here, I started educating people and helping individuals be able to understand Bitcoin, saving it, acquire it, and be able to use it here in El Salvador like any other money.
That is why I brought Charlie in today, to help show you guys, kind of walk you step by step through similarly what I would do with a client, about how to start your Bitcoin journey with as much safety and security as possible. So if I was a newbie, Charlie, what would you do? How would you start me off with Bitcoin?
Okay, well, luckily when I started, it wasn't as easy as it is right now in order to actually purchase your bit of Bitcoin and be able to save it in a place that you feel secure. If you're from the United States, I recommend Stripe, Venmo, or even Cash App as really, really good options for you to be able to buy Bitcoin, which all have different rates. And you can move it from there into a safe wallet where you have your own password, which is great. Once it's there, you can use it here in El Salvador. So if you're from another country like Canada, Bull Bitcoin is a really, really good option. It's Bitcoin only, and it's seamless in its interaction with your own bank and how you can send your bank transfer straight there and it goes into your wallet really easily. So in order to do this, this is what you need to do.
There are two ways in order to create your Bull Bitcoin account. The easiest way is just go down to the description of this video and click on the SchellingPoint referral link. That will send you directly to Bull Bitcoin, where you will put in your email and your password and move on ahead with a confirmation email. The other way is to go directly to Bull Bitcoin's website. Again, register your email and password, but then put in the referral code SchellingPoint. The next part is to verify your email. So you need to go to your personal email and get the verification code so that you could put it back in the website where you are registering your Bull Bitcoin account. I recommend just copying and pasting so you don't forget. Once the referral code is in, you are set up and ready to go. Here you will see how to buy Bitcoin, how to connect your bank accounts, and how to withdraw funds. So we start off first of all with how to buy it. And how to buy it, like he said, there's those exchanges. The Bull Bitcoin, and that when you said that works best for Canada and Europe?
Correct.
Okay.
Canada and Europe are brilliant for Bull Bitcoin.
And in fact, Charlie has a link down in the description. If you click on that link, that will go directly in and help you go right where you need to go to start a Bull Bitcoin account. And it only requires a few little things like your passport, name.
Yeah, your name, your passport details, and you'll get a 0.25% discount when purchasing Bitcoin, which is really handy because you want to keep your commissions as low as possible in order for you moving your money over to this country for it to be as effective and efficient as possible.
Because I didn't realize that at first, but every exchange where you can buy Bitcoin, they charge a different fee, and it's not like, oh, well, this one charges 0.25 and this just charges 1. No, it's very different. So here we're going to show you guys exactly. For example, here is Cash App and what they charge if you are going to buy Bitcoin through them, which is very common in the US, or even Venmo now. You can buy Bitcoin through Venmo even. But if you'll notice here, the rates that they charge for the amount that you are investing in Bitcoin varies greatly. So we did a little bit of your research for you to show you these rates for Venmo, Cash App, and Strike, since those are the most common in the US.
So just to add on top of that, once you get over to El Salvador, your first step is to purchase your Bitcoin. But then there's a lot of meetups and a lot of individuals, Bitcoiners, that you can meet at these meetups, which really enriches your whole experience here in El Salvador, because you've got some really high quality people that you can learn from and you can have fun while doing it. So get over here, and once you purchase it, then you'll have to start thinking about, well, how can I save it and how can I take the necessary steps to be able to know if something happens to me or wouldn't want to happen to me, what happens to my Bitcoin. And SchellingPoint, which is the company that I operate with Quentin, who's the general manager of the education initiative Mi Primer Bitcoin.
Another really great guy that I very highly recommend.
Yeah, so we run this company SchellingPoint, where we handhold people essentially on how to acquire, secure and plan with their Bitcoin so that they feel confident and have a very clear setup that they can access their Bitcoin whenever they need. And even if you pass away, your next of kin is able to access it really easily. So guys, don't hesitate, just reach out, because at the start it's a bit scary, but once you have a little bit of guidance, it all becomes really clear and much easier, which it gives you a bit more flexibility and optionality and not have to rely always on the banks, which is a really good feeling and gives you this extra sense of freedom when coming to El Salvador.
Because I think a lot of people don't understand the difference in just buying it on Cash App. It's not it's not necessarily yours. It's kind of like buying, in a way, kind of buying like a gift card
It's like
that
a
has
loyalty
money on
card.
it. It's like a loyalty card, and so there's like a certain amount of Bitcoin on your loyalty card, but honestly, it's not really yours. You'd have to go to a place that it accepts it, and you can use that card and that loyalty card, but it's not the same as putting that kind of in cash in your own wallet. And that's what the digital wallet is, because that, well, explain a little bit what a
Yeah.
passcode is.
Yeah, well,
Explain digital wallets.
without complicating it too much, what Jen is saying is that when you have it on an exchange like Stripe or Venmo, they own the Bitcoin, and you see a figure on the screen that you think is yours, but if they go down with your Bitcoin. So in order to just secure yourself from that counterparty risk, which just means the risk of them going down, you take it into your own wallet. And all your own wallet is basically, you open this app called Blue Wallet, will show you here, and it gives you 12 words. These 12 words are really, really important, and that's what you secure. You write them down on a piece of paper. You don't take a photo of them. You write them down on a piece of paper, and you secure that very safely. So nobody can access that, because those 12 words are your access to your Bitcoin, and that is yours. No matter what happens to any app that you purchased your Bitcoin, you'll always be able to access your Bitcoin, even as the value increases over time.
And those, like, as much as you have, all different types of verifications to get into your bank account, those 12 words are the 12 words to access your bank account. So if you have like 20 Bitcoin, or if you have, a quarter of a Bitcoin or whatever, whoever has access to those words has access to your Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So there's lots of different ways and lots of different companies that have ways to kind of protect your passcode, and people have crazy ideas of like splitting the words up among trusted people, thinking that there's no way that everyone's going to get in cahoots against me.
Yeah, but you can, depending on your situation, depending on the security level that you need, depending on the amount of Bitcoin you have, there's a different setup that is better for each individual. And that's
why you need Charlie.
We do a strategy session, we figure out your situation, and based on your situation, we prepare a PDF that tells you exactly the tools you need and the steps that you need to take, so that you feel at ease with your Bitcoin, and you feel like you can actually live a life without any interference from any government or any fear of it getting robbed or for you losing your Bitcoin. So guys, really start your journey now. Jenny is doing a great job in introducing you to Bitcoin and the idea of it, and then there's plenty of people that can support you down here in El Salvador. Not only myself and Quentin, but also there's the Bitcoin hardware store, which have all the tools that you need, and many other people that will be more than happy to answer any questions that you have.
Yeah, in fact, Bitcoin meetups, there's one of the social, in my packages, especially my concierge package, I help people connect and make friends and kind of create their social circle when they get here to El Salvador. So that can be anything from taking you to a church, helping you go church shopping, or sometimes we go to expat meetups, including Bitcoin meetups. So you can meet other people, other foreigners that have taken the leap like you. Because I'm all about integrating into Salvadoran society and making Salvadoran friends. But at the same time, sometimes your Spanish is just tired and you want to talk some English, and you want somebody that you can relate to, that may be or may know what you're going through in the transition. So yeah, Bitcoin meetups are a great way to meet people. But most of all, the most important thing to know is that once you get down here, we'll hold your hand until you feel comfortable with how to use Bitcoin, how to buy it, how to use it to pay for things. Because nowadays, don't believe what they say about the IMF deal and how Bitcoin's going out, because that's a bunch of bull. Everybody accepts Bitcoin. The supermarkets accept Bitcoin. You can even get street vendors to accept Bitcoin, because people will accept whatever you're willing to pay for it, because it's still money. So you can still use Bitcoin everywhere. But honestly, to be honest, most people are saving it because it's gone up so much in value. I mean, just in the time that I have lived here, I think when I moved here, it was at like 26.
Yeah.
It was 4 years ago, so it was like 2021.
2021, 26, it was even
Yeah.
less than that, you know, and
Yeah.
in 2020 it went down,
Yeah.
all, you know, all the way to $3,000. And you know what, we're still at a very early stage with
Yes,
Bitcoin,
it is.
and the purchasing power will still keep going up as other currencies across the globe keep inflating away. So guys, don't sit on your laurels and just do that little bit more of research. Reach out. Don't feel embarrassed or don't feel ashamed.
Lots of people here will help. It can help, but don't don't ever give your passcode to anybody else. To make sure you get, well, they have a big phrase in the Bitcoin community says, don't trust, verify, which is kind of similar to what you do with your kids. You know, when they say, oh yeah, I cleaned the bathroom, you don't trust, you verify, and you go check the bathroom to see that it's actually clean, right? And so here you can get lots of advice from lots of different sources, but it's good to make sure the advice kind of matches up. And that's why I brought you guys Charlie, because I know you can trust Charlie and Quentin. They've been in this for the long haul, and it's not just all about the money. They truly help empower people, and they're passionate about it.
Yeah, it's good to see people understand it more and be able to use it. And you know, as the years go by, we see it and we see people actually benefiting from it and feeling like they can live a fuller life and have more options in the future. So yeah, encourage you to reach out.
Okay, so check the links below. If you are coming down, go back through the tutorial, set up your own wallets, get an exchange that you are most comfortable with. Go in, try and buy a little bit, try and put it in a wallet, try and play around. If you need any help or if you want a hand to hold for your Bitcoin, go to SchellingPoint. The link is down below in the description. And if you are thinking about coming to El Salvador and you need any help with legal matters, investing, immigration paperwork, or just moving here, give me a call and I would be happy to help. That's it. I am Jeni Ari, La Gringa Salvadoreña, coming to you from Be Nice in San Salvador. We'll see you guys later. Bye.